Hello, chaps. Okay, so, continue on from where we left off. So this car, after, off the road, go off the road, proceed to hit it, off the, as the laundromat, when Corey's one thingy started overheating and caught fire. So as they raced past it, the thingy exploded in flames. We're leaving right now? Oh my. And they ran past here. This place still continuing on that. Holy frick. Okay, just a little explanation for why I'm like, holy lord. Anytime they've stopped it, it's always just been like, no. No, continue. Yeah. Also, it's 6:01 right now. I quickly start to destroy this place. Random thing. I heard some old man once said, I think a childbirth isn't as bad as being kicked in the balls, because after a woman has given birth, she says that, yeah, it was the most painful thing, and then they're like, let's do it again. Well, men, they do not want to get kicked in the balls after being kicked in the balls. I random do say that. Anyways, as fire room larger and the laundromat also burned, let me quickly get up in here. He busted out of there. Also, the store was burned also. The grocery store, actually. Driving in my car right after a beat. That's when a van suddenly curved out in the middle out of the blue and swerved and slammed straight. That's it. Over into the gas station and slammed into it. There's three men in it, with one bailed over here. Was there another person in this goddamn server? There's another person who was starting to pull the hell out. There, everyone's still in it. I think I'm losing it, but they quickly turned as harshly as possible, nearly flipping, as then the noise of a huge explosion was heard. As it exploded, every single one of the 4 people in there killed. The main mart was completely burned to the ground. There was 9 people around the area. 8 of them survived. The one survivor being that random guy who bailed. The explosion, sending fiery shrapnel everywhere, slammed into here. Everyone was already out there, also the town's basically nearly fully gone. Noise. The explosion sent shrapnel flying into here that blew it apart. As in fully apart. The van also had everyone who was in that house Usually, house, surprisingly enough, did survive. And these guys, which they currently had 3 people in the car, the driver, a woman who was also a nurse, and the injured dude who was the guy. Was the guy who bailed out, who got out of the car and was away, who got injured. Was also in the back. Or had raced down before drifting over and suddenly crashing over, which tossed everyone except for the driver out of it and slammed it straight into a surf shop. Then it exploded. There was 17 people in there. 9 of them. 3 of them were killed by the car slamming in there. There had been a sedan nearby, which they immediately then, as the driver had been killed in it, they took it. They got the driver and one of the people who survived who was in it, and got away from there as it burned down. As they rode off fast, they realized they had missed the hospital. Oh, my freaking realizing how long it would take, ran through the burning town, and after doing some sick drifts, flew down into here, and was racing straight at the sea, which would soon have a very, very radically reduced population. Okay, sorry. Anyways, as they raced towards the city on their rapidly rolling trucks, they had some guy on the back who had somehow jumped on and was gripping on, climbed into there. 9 people on the surf shop were killed, 17 leaving 8 alive. Which they quickly panicked and whipping the car around, drifted over, suddenly stopped. A bus had been out here, and a passenger, panicking, caused a sudden rush that caused them to go straight at the Grand Robloxian Hotel and slam into it. Which they were falling forward, the bus driver, which when they crashed, the woman was thrown to something and bled out, and the driver and the 2 other passengers quickly abandoned it as a fire was started from the engine. Which there had been 47 people in there. After a big rush, as people raced to the top of it, a fire burned below them as the tower side breathing apart. 14 were alive and sort of well. The hotel fell over violently and slammed into another big building that had 29 people in it. When it crashed into here, it blew the ceiling apart and caused 5 to fall apart into the windows as the building burned into their deaths. before straight to the huge hotel's top.